All right. Um, Let me just test my volume. All right. Um, Let me just test my volume. Okay. So welcome back to another episode of tape reading session. Today, it's New York AM session. Why am I tape reading today and not trading today? It's because we have FOMC meetings in the PM session, and usually, if there's such an event, AM session, it's going to be quite choppy. All right, so right here I've annotated the weekly fair value gaps, low, consequent encroachment, and high. This is derived from the continuous contract chart. Okay, and at the same time I have annotated Monday's highs and lows, and right now I'm on the 90 minutes chart. Okay, so right now we're in Q3 of New York AM, and as you can see in Q2 we have a expansion. So in Q3 it's probably going to be a consolidation before the next expansion, um, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Okay, now I will try to determine the bias for today. Okay, so let's use this swing low to this swing high here on the 15 minutes. Okay, we're going to use the past 3 days as your IPTA data range. Okay, let's see if I can anchor to somewhere here. Right, so if you take a look closely, this is the swing low and the swing high, and we have this expansion down here without taking the swing low. Okay, so I'm using this as the projection. So from here, you can see that we basically reached into that -5 standard deviation, and then right here you can see there is SMTs on the indices. So let me just show you. SMT on the 15 minutes. Right, so you can see lower highs for Dow Jones, lower highs for ES, higher highs for Nasdaq. Okay, so that signals reversal, and right here where we are, this is a good level or a good range, okay, in terms of standard deviation for a reversal. So how far is it going to reverse to? Right now I am basically looking at Monday's low to Monday's high, and I'm looking at the equilibrium of this entire dealing range. Okay, right now we're pretty close to that. We shall see if 9:30 delivers the price to this levels here. Okay, so we are almost tapping into this fair value gap right here. Right, let me just annotate that down. Whoops. Okay, so let me just see if the 50% comes right at about, no, it did not. So it's slightly below the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, right? Slightly below. So let's see if we can overstat um, overextend into that levels and maybe tag the low of the fair value gap here. So back onto the 90 minutes chart here. Basically, this is the cycle. Okay. So if I'm bearish, I'm anticipating some form of a rally before a displacement lower. Okay. Right here, there is a small, tiny little fair value gap right here. If you can see on the 90 minutes, small little fair value gap and a volume imbalance right here. Okay. So because we have a candle body over this volume imbalance, I will not concern myself with that PDRA. I'm gonna be watching the 15 minutes fair value gap, and obviously if it overextends, it's gonna come into this fair value gap right down here. Okay. From the way this candle closes below this BC here, okay, this BC, take note, this BC or this candle was the one that took out the swing high here. Okay, so technically it should act as a bullish fair value gap, a BC. Okay, so in such cases whereby it disrespects and then it closes below, I will be treating this as a potential balanced price range. What validates a balanced price range? If the price comes back up and rejects. Okay, so you want to see that on the lower time frames. Okay, so I will be watching this level here, but I will not be annotating down because it would be a little bit too messy. Right, so heading down into the 1 hour time frame, right here basically we are watching to see if price trades into the discount wick of this candle, right? And as you can see, let me just check if that 50% falls nicely with the not really. So right here, as you can see, it's very hard to find a draw on liquidity except for this fair value gap here. Okay, so in such cases, it's the conditions are pretty much expected due to the fact that we have FOMC meetings later on. So try not to have too high of a expectations in New York AM session, right? So heading down into the 5 minutes, obviously I've broken down the New York AM sessions into 4 quarters. So Q1, Q2, and Q3. From here we can see that Q2 has already moved a lot. Okay, so Q3, sorry, Q3, it's probably going to be a consolidation before Q4. So the best trades are going to happen in Q4, in my opinion. Okay. Now, drawing, going back to the 15 minutes. Okay. I'll be anchoring the swing high to the swing low. We are right around these levels here. So right now I do not want to short. Okay, if I am trading today, I would not be looking for shorts. I would much prefer to look for longs. Okay, longs in terms of retracements, right? Not reversals, but retracements. So because look at the midnight opening price, we are in deep discount, and we have the 7:30 opening price as well. Right here, opening price, we are in really deep discount. Okay, so shorting below true opens are not the best trades that you want to take. Okay, so at the same time we are right here in this standard deviation range here, so I don't really like shorting, right? If it really crashes down, it doesn't matter to me. I would rather wait. for a clearer setup. Okay, so obviously right here we don't have really anything that you can key off a level of, right? So there is no fair value gaps that has been utilized before right here. It's just a one straight, one direction up and one direction down. So try not to push too much. It's not clear at all. So right now, basically, I'm just going to be waiting for 9:30 opening, and I'm going to watch and see what happens. I am entertaining the idea that it's going to come into this fair value gap. Okay, so if I was to force a bias, I'll be interested in this level here. Okay, so the swing high to swing low, this current dealing range here, this fair value gap here, it's above 50%, right? I'm gonna log into the demo account, paper trading. Okay, so I'm just showing you that I'm not taking any trades today, right? This is just me tape reading and doing some demo balling. Okay, so let's see. Shorts. This stops here. Let's see if it aligns nicely with the 50 minutes. Hmm. Not the best, I would say. Not the best. Right, we are tagging into the 50 minutes CB here. So let's just say I'm taking this trade. Okay, let's just say, and then I'm trading. You see how wrong I'll be. Okay, reasons why I'm not trading today. This is probably going to be a fail setup. Okay, this is going to probably be a losing trade. So please do not follow through this idea here, because the whole point of me showing you this is that I want you to see that I'm gonna get it wrong. Okay, if I get it right, it's luck. All right, I don't classify this as skill. It's just luck. Okay, so I'll put one limit order here and one limit order here, right on this order block's low. In an event that it overextends at 9:30. Okay. Right, here would be 2. So I can't toggle it like that. I'll just have to manually toggle it later on. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at what the other indices are doing. Leadership in bearishness, obviously it's going to be ES, followed by Dow Jones and Nasdaq. Right. At any point in time, if I am, I'll rephrase it. In any point in time, if it fills that fair value gap first before giving me an entry, I am going to remove this trading idea. Okay, so this is my objective, and if it's tagged before my entries are given, I'm gonna let it go. Also, if you have noticed, we are trading right around the weekly fair value gap low right here as well. So if price is bullish, this is going to be a supporting PD array. So let me show you where I derived the levels. It's right here. This is the continuous contract chart, by the way. So this basically this fair value gap. Okay. And then before the all-time highs, this is the last inefficiency. Right. So whenever I toggle to the 90 minutes time frame, I'm actually using it as the point of not point power of three for that cycle. Okay. So right now I'll be dealing with the power of three from 9 to 10:30. Okay. So 15 more minutes to go, and the volatility should kick in. Tomorrow would be a nice day to trade for, the only nice day to trade for the entire week. So I'll be focusing tomorrow on my own trades. Tomorrow we have two high impact news, 8:30 and 10. So I think it's going to be fun tomorrow. Tomorrow it's a Wednesday as well. So let's see if it's a classic sell or classic buy day. And other than tomorrow, I'm not going to be placing any trades, I suppose, because Thursday we have a bank holiday, and Friday I believe it's Thanksgiving. At the same time, we are rolling into December, so prices in terms of delivery are going to be slightly more lethargic or not so perfect, I would say. Not so clean. Alright, so while we wait, maybe I'll take a look at DXY. DXY. Okay, so if I am bullish on DXY, these two down close candles should be the last line of defense. And if it is to trade beyond this opening price here into the main threshold, I'm Not too keen on bullish DXY. Okay, so if you can see, if fails, right? If DXY fails to go higher, we'll be looking at levels below, which would be this inefficiency here, this swing low here, and eventually I'm looking at the equal lows down here. Okay, so I'm going to be treating this as a Judas swing accumulation, Judas swing, and then reverse expansion. So that's going to be really, really bad for the world. Okay, so let's see if we get that. I mean, either way it goes, it's going to be really bad, so it doesn't really matter. Right, so interesting DXY here. Honestly, I thought that we are going to go higher due to the fact that it has um, traded away from this range, right? But coming right back up into this premium array here, it's showing respect. So not too fond of the current price action for DXY. Can it go sideways like this? I think it's possible. So yep, not too keen on calling any moves for DXY for now. Just gonna wait and see. Right, so 10 more minutes to the opening price. I mean the market open. This AM session is feeling like London. Well, in London, I had a short and easy scalp. So let me break it down to you here. We have 6 minutes, should be more than enough. Okay, so London, as usual, 3 a.m. I'm using the 15 minutes, by the way. So right here at this candle's opening price, that was a 15 minutes CB with a BPR. Right here. Okay, I was basically looking for this sell stops to be ran, right? So entered right on the CB and then took my profits below this sell stops. Okay, just a how long did the trade last? I think about one, two, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 minutes. Really long for for a small movement. So yeah, 20 minutes trade here. Right. If the conditions was a little bit clearer in such a case, I would have placed a second entry down here, the BPR. Okay, my stops are above this swing high. So that's for the trade review. Short scalp, short little scalp. Right, 5 more minutes. The price action here, it's not looking really good for my entries. So that's really good because it proves my point. But anything can happen at 9:30. Okay. Right, I'm gonna say again, if it comes down into this level here, if it tags this level, I will be removing this trade idea. Okay. Because ultimately I'm not interested in shorts. I'm only interested in longs if I was to be trading. But this is me forcing a bias and doing a short little scalp before the long retracement trade. Okay. If I was to be trading on this profile on any given day, right? Barring that there's no um, events like FOMC and stuff like that. This profile here, I would only be looking for scalps in Q3. Okay, I wouldn't be seeking any external liquidity because we have expansion in Q2. Okay, so if you're looking for any external liquidities, I would leave that for Q4. All right, so consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion. Okay. Right, 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. It looks like the price is going to drop at 9:30. Okay, it looks like it's going to do that. 30 more seconds. Can't wait. Alright, here we go. Alright, so using the 9:30 sentiment, as you can see, retails are gonna be chasing shorts. Okay, so this right here is really good for inducing shorts. Okay, right. Now I'll be looking for longs. Let's see if it gives that. Remember, equilibrium of the doing range for the Monday's lows and high, between the Monday's lows and high, it's somewhere around here. Okay, below the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap here. So the consequent encroachment is basically here. Slightly below, we will have the Monday's range equilibrium. And from there, I expect some level of retracements to the upside. Okay, so right now, retails will be thinking, I want to short the market. Okay, because 9:30 it's showing me that the market is going to drop even further. So I'm going to short it. And if you were to take a look at 90 minutes candle here, basically we're below the opening price. And if you zoom in into that micro sessions, we are below 922's opening price. So we are in deep premium. Okay. So if I were to punt along here, oops, order rejected. Oh, okay. It was demo. I was wondering why was my order rejected. Okay, so my stops will be here. Okay, this candle's low. Right here. Okay, and I'll be looking for this high here. Where is, or maybe even this. Right, in such a case, I'll put it here first, but I'll mark out this BPR slow. Okay. Oops, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Okay, I would like this area as my target, but I'll be keeping a lookout for this high. I mean this level here, the red level here, because that's the BPR. So I want to see disrespect of this BPR here. The 1 minute. Right, so typical ICT traders will be shorting this fair value gap here. You have the purge of the highs, displacement, and then into a um, higher time frame PD array. So yeah, I want to see this traded through, disrespecting this CB. Okay, and obviously this bearish order block, I want to see it disrespect, right, going above this swing high here. Okay, good. I'm liking what I see in terms of reaction. Okay, I want to see a closing price above the consequent encroachment of this CB here, and we got it. So right now I want to see it expand away from this CB. It's gonna run against the stops. I think I'm just gonna be taking my profits here. Alright, so we are right here. I'm gonna shift my stop loss to break even. Right, it should not trade below this on the block here. It should utilize this as your inversion fair value gap. So I don't even want to see price trade below the inversion fair value gap. Okay, because if it is going to be a reversal, this should be parabolic delivery. Okay, we're heading into Q3. I want this move to be completed by Q3, which will be 9:45. The micro sessions Q3. Okay. If I see any candle closing prices below the consequent encroachment, I'm gonna cut my position because I want to see it react aggressively away from this level if it ever comes into it. Okay, so 30 more seconds. All right, and I'm closing it. So as you can see, this indicates that I'm probably going to be offside, okay? Which is why I stated the requirement for the move to be completed. All right, so coming back down into this order block here, your last defense for longs, okay? In such cases, right, because today was low probability, which is why I am managing it this way, okay? If it wasn't a low probability day, I'm gonna leave my stop here and I'm gonna wait for this run on liquidity. It can still run there. So because I said that this is the last defense, I just didn't like the fact that it has closed right, I think right on the consequent encroachment, if I'm not wrong, 16,000.25. 16,000.5. Oh, one tick below. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see right here, it's gonna run for it and boom. That's the target by 9:45. Okay, this is a 9:45. So right here, opening price, very beautiful delivery here. This will be your proportion order block. As you can see, price came right back in, closing above the opening price. Okay, closing above the opening price, price came right back in and took out the stops here. Did it? Let's see. Let's take a look. 0.5. This is the high, comes in about 75. Yeah, one tick. So, all right, there you go. That's the trade for today. This marks the end of the session for today. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, do leave a like. And if you have any questions, maybe I'll give you like 10 minutes. Okay, until maybe 9:50 or 10 o'clock. If you have any questions, you can ask them right now in the live chat. Right? If not, if I do not see any questions, I'll be closing it at 9:50. Very interesting trade today. Right? Even though it's a demo trade, but outline it pretty well. So right here, coming right back into the proportion order block, you can take this second entry here. The stops will be this swing low. It's going to run through this high again. But you can see how far the retracement is. This is high resistance liquidity run right here. Okay, price is not going in one direction very smoothly as compared to this and this, right? So as you can see, right. So here you have the 90 minutes power of 3. 9:30 was utilized as manipulation because there was not any news today in the AM session. Okay, so manipulation to the downside, came right back up all the way to the opening price and slightly above the high. And then right now, I think it's going to form a fair value gap right here. And then Q4, it's going to be really clear because the drawn liquidity is either this high here, this fair value gap here, or a draw inside and then take out the low here. Okay, that is for Q4. Q4 will be from 10:30 to 12 o'clock. So this is basically how I utilize the 90 minutes time frame as my roadmap on the lower time frame. So previously I was looking for which level again? This level here. Let's see if we can hit it by 9:50. If this BPR proves to be true resistance, then obviously we're going to trade lower and it's going to come back up into this high again at after 10:30. Okay, that's how I'm seeing it, because above this high we have a fair value gap right here. All right, so 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes for before I close the session. All right, so let's measure the Monday's equilibrium dealing range. Okay, let's see if we get that. 15980. The low of this candle was 15980.25. Not too bad. Not too bad for accuracy. Just one takeaway from everything for today's price action. ICT's precision unmatched. So for this, if you basically look at how Asia, London trades, it's basically the same. Okay, 922 was the start of Q2. All right, so you're going to treat this as London. So Q1 would be Asia. So 9 to 922, you have the highs and lows. It took out the lows first, and then it reversed back up into the high. So this is a signature of seek and destroy profile. So in the seek and destroy profile, you're going to expect a larger range expansion. So if it takes out this low here, it's going to come right back up to take out this high here. Okay, so that's how I basically view this current cycle. Um, I'm not saying it's going to, but in my opinion, it's most likely going to do so. Okay, or it can take out this high first and it's going to reverse back down to this low. Okay, that's how I am internalizing the price action today for this AM session cycle. You may ask, why was I buying below here? Because I'm treating this as the turtle soup, and I'm treating 930 as your manipulation. I'm running against the retails, and at the same time, we are below 922, and we are below midnight, and we are also below 730. So we're in deep discount. So price is going to reverse back up to take some form of sell stops engineered or buy stops engineered before running lower. Okay, that's how I um, took the trade here. I mean, like the whole basis of me taking a long here. Okay, and at the same time, we are trading down into Monday's highs and lows equilibrium. Right, so it's 9:50 now. I will be ending this session. Right, I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you have any more questions um, reflect after your own reflections or your notes taking, then do leave them in the comment section below. I may try to answer them, but obviously it's always easier to be answered in the video format or live itself. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day ahead, and happy holidays. I'm not sure if anyone's celebrating, but I'm personally not celebrating. But anyways, happy holidays, and I will be signing out now.